So, hello everyone and welcome to what is probably, sorry for the little pause there, it's probably the third, well definitely the third, and probably the last in my series of videos on French Scrabble. So it's very sunny today, I've just had to shut the window, A, to keep the noise out, and B, because otherwise everyone in the street can hear me talking to myself. I've just had a massive thunderstorm actually, and I got absolutely soaked. So it's about 25 degrees, so I went out for a bit. Anyway, opponent started with 22. Just really about how many points I can score here. So I do actually find this pretty tricky, playing and talking and commentating at the same time. It's nothing all that obvious, like the X and the triple doesn't seem to fit. There's no E for X, which takes away any of the high scoring, so I don't even put the X there or there or there. And this Curon with an S were valid, of course. That's it, so just only 25. Let's say the advantage to that play is it had a good leave. By leave we mean the letters you keep, the ones you don't play. Now I've got a few possibilities again. You don't want to plan too far ahead just in case he or she, I mean their name doesn't tell me anything really, and they have no notes. So I mean it ends in UM, so if it were a French word it'd be masculine. I mean there's roulant is the and he would give me en roulant. It's pretty often that you line something up. Well, he's actually not blocked it, so that move tells me he's probably got a lot of consonants, possibly no vowels at all. So roulant, plural, 61. I'm not sure. I have a sneaking suspicion you can actually stick a C in front of roulant and get croulant again. Can actually check under the rules. Yeah, there you go, you can. I don't have a C, there's only one left, but someone's going to, the trick is someone's going to pick up the C at some point, might not be me. And you have to remember that there's croulant, but it might not be there anymore. It might be someone plays sort of down this line or down this line, and suddenly it's not there anymore. So it's not the fastest. It's quite a comfortable situation to be talking in because there's parquet that's probably about 118, I think. Well, exactly 100. Just need him to leave it for me. Well, I'll say I'm a little bit surprised from that one, but so that's the 50-point bonus. It's also got the Q on the double and then doubled again. So the Q is 8, double is 16, double again is 32. So that's why, this is exactly what I was talking about with croulant. It's not useless yet, but it's going to be much harder, especially if it has to end in C. There's something like AC, so something like MAC or there are words that'll fit should I pick it up in the first place. So pretty good start here. So only 25, which is, you know, not great for your first move. Only 25, but then 61 and 100. So yeah, 62 points a move right now. So now it's going to be all about the K. There's a chance if I can just sort of just play a K and an E or something like that, I can have a really good lead. Not so used to having this much time to think about it, to be honest. Opponents normally, you know, play 13 minutes mainly, so if I get really stuck, I've got time. I can sit and think for 2 minutes on one move. But quite often, I've play 13 minutes, got 8 minutes left at the end, which is probably what on one pace for about now. Again, it's not an ego thing or anything that makes me want to have 8 minutes left at the end or something, but normally I just like to get on with it. Do miss the odd move that is improvable because of it, and sometimes I score 60 and realise there was an 80 I missed. Oh, well, you know, I'm not a former Scrabble player anymore. I'm a Scrabble player, but I'm a former tournament player, and I'm likely to, you know, frankly, it's just more fun. Quite like yesterday evening, I had about 5 beers, and you know, drank them pretty slow. So normally 4 beers while playing Scrabble's about your limit. You start to make bad decisions and miss easy things, and especially as it'd been hot yesterday, and I'd been out in the sun a little bit, but I've been in the shade. But I think I just enjoy it more at home. So you always wonder when you see really sort of world-class players online that, as far as you know, don't play at a club or anything, and you're like, well, why not? I mean, and there are various reasons, and I think one good reason is, hey, I just have more fun at home. I'm really only saying that because my opponent's taking ages, which of course you're perfectly entitled to do. Nothing wrong with this at all. I'm just not used to it. I never complain. I sometimes I ask my opponent if they're still there, as he's played a nice little 34 there. Probably had a bingo that didn't play anywhere, given that they've played a lot of good letters there. And they've taken a long time over the move. Not seeing anything particularly obvious with the K, but again, I really kind of do want to play the K here. Absolutely not mandatory. But you're not going to get many bingos with the K in your hand, unlike in English where that's really no problem at all. But I mean, there is actually there's one I didn't think of straight away, but 33 does use the S, which I would rather have kept, but 33 points and it gets rid of the K. Let's say the W is another one where you're much more likely to get a bingo if you get rid of it. Z, as you can see, the Q, that if you've got a U and some vowels, well, there's a U in the board in this case, you've got a good chance of a bingo. Sort of Q, U, AI, especially two A's, or Q, U, A, I, E. That's a good combination. French doesn't really use K, it uses Q, U, E more than it uses K. So yeah, it did occur to me that an A would give Avise. He's played the blank for 45, which is not very much. So it's probably, especially when you're behind, that's probably a good, more of a good move to lose a game than win a game. You can put a D in front of Yuan and make Guan, but you could only play across to the right 3 letters from there, so you're not going to be making any huge scores from that. Just a nice little 26. Again, that's not a huge amount, but it's not terrible. And when I said don't forget about the C for Krulong, of course it's exactly what I did, but I don't think I'd have had anything. Because the C was just to get you access to the triple mostly. I mean, you get the point for Krulong, which is maybe 10 or so, isn't it? Or 11. And then it's whatever you get in addition playing this way. To play this way, it'd have to be all 7 letters, of course, and that's really unlike with ENT there. Not impossible, but you need sort of C, consonant, vowel, vowel, anything. So it was on. I didn't have I only had 2 vowels, so for me it was impossible. No, I've got good letters here. Probably would like to keep some of these. You don't want to get too, if you get too caught up in leave, yeah, perfectly good move there. Well, this is a perfect example of I can play a nice, fairly nice little move, play Maze, and it keeps LET, which is a good leave, and it scores 30, and it's as much as I'm going to get. Yeah, I thought it was not AQ or even DQ, which would no longer fit, but it would allow me to play through XI, so something like Exile, which I've almost got the letters for it. It wouldn't actually reach the double, so it'd be a bit of a low scorer. The letters I've got now, I'd really like the D for Jebel, whatever. All 3 Ds are still to come, so were we to play one out in the open, I could play it and just get rid of. Yeah, that's not a surprising move. Someone was going to be playing there at some point, so. I think there's djembe as well, which is more like an African drum, but has 36 points. BLM is not the best leave in the world. You'd like more vowels, and that's why you see now I've got 6 consonants and 1 vowel, which is, you know, not really good in any language. As close as this board is, I mean, it's not super closed. Yeah, again, it's kind of heartwarming when you see your opponent play a blank for 24 points. See, 1797, which is his rating, that would have been, when I was playing 10 years ago, that would have been a very high rating. That would be not too far from the top. Now it's sort of above average, but not great, because the top ranked players are close to 4,000, whereas when I was playing, the top ranked players were about, when I stopped playing, were about 2,700. and I sort of used to go over 2000 every now and again, but I was generally in the 1800s like I am now. Yes, I'm just not as good. Now, I was going to say I might have to change. I don't actually. I believe tell is allowed. Am I thinking of something else, as in the poker? But yeah. So this is just purely an attempt to get rid of some letters. I'd have loved to have played tell round an E and kept the E, but I couldn't. It just doesn't fit anywhere. So now I've got two vowels. It's much more playable. The triple, it's 15A. At some point, I think I'll be able to reach that. Just don't have enough. Just trying to wear lamb. Lamb is valid, isn't it? Yeah. Keeps the line moving, as they say in baseball. That one. 27 again. A bit of a consonant-heavy leave, but you can get rid of these consonants bit by bit. The triple on A1, that's not as easy to access. M as the second letter is not that easy. You can play downwards. OH would do it. It's not enough points that I could fish for it. But I could. There's two O's left that I could deliberately keep the H in the overplaying it. But it's not really enough points, so I'll have a little look. Yeah, it's 29 points, which is probably below average, if anything. So I could try and get the letters for it, but it's not worth trying to get the letters for a 29 pointer. Yeah, he really is short on time. There we go. Weira. Which wasn't valid when I played because the verb weir didn't, what's called defective, it didn't conjugate fully. Probably, I've got a lot of consonants that don't go together. My choice, so this is sort of a bit of a split, that M, because it scores 20. There are some lower scoring moves to get rid of, like the V and the G, but you kind of want to get rid of some of your, I call them the sort of heavy letters, the ones that don't go well together. So D, G, V, H, M. That's, especially D and G is because they're only worth 2 points. For example, well, that doesn't help me very much, does it? Not valid, is it? Again, I've got a small lead. I'm 29 points ahead. Probably still play this. Derg. I don't think it fits anywhere else for more points. Because although we're near the end, so leave doesn't matter because you're less, it matters a lot less because you're less likely to get bingos. If you end up with a load of heavy letters at the end, it can take you ages to play them all, and you're getting lots of little sort of 12-point plays and things like that. Again, these aren't great, but so 35 points ahead. Have a little look at what he's got now. I mean, he's missed O, as we've just said. O for 29, he's missed that, so that's cost him 10 points straight away. I've got a fair bit of time, so I can sit and think. I don't have much. So I could do with, because it's the end of the game, playing some of my high scoring letters and also a good score. So he's got 5 letters, there's probably a way of playing all 5 of them. I mean, maybe there isn't, it actually matters, because if he can't play all 5 letters, it means I've got 2 moves left. I mean, you can definitely play them in 2. And I could also look at anything that I can block that's high scoring that he might want to do. But if I balance that with, if I play a low score to block one of his moves, then I'm sacrificing points that way. I don't think, you know, Seagull. Yeah, that's a couple of moves he can't play. I mean, now I think about it, Bidon, no, doesn't fit because the S would come off the board, wouldn't it? I mean, Mel or May, M-E-T here look like my best. Something playing down here looks like my best possible move, but again, I've had an S I could play here, but only an S goes there, only an O goes there, only an O goes there. He's got all of these, so I'm going to struggle. I mean, I'm seem to be stuck on loot. It's just 18, and it saves my 2, so I really want to play the V. I need Lev. L-E-V. It's not. Scores 20, keeps T-U-R-D. Yes, I did say that word. Oh, I can actually play would do afterwards as well. In fact, I could play it now. But probably. Yeah, I mean, there's. Right. That's 19. Probably play it the other way around. And I don't think he'll block it, but he could. But that's not, you know, there's only so much you can do. I mean, I doubt he's a good. I haven't probably spent enough time here thinking about what his best play is, but doesn't strike me as someone who'd make the best play available anyway. So, right, this could certainly go wrong, but you know, 1:39 left. Myself, so I've got 1:39 to play all of these, and he's got under a minute. So I do have a 19 pointer to finish. If he doesn't. Right, I win the game in that case. So just play this nice and quick before he disconnects, because he do sometimes do that. Yeah, close game, so I worked it out at the end that if I played Lev, what was my best possible move with the 4 letters I had left. And also I could play the other way, would do followed by Lev, but I thought would do opened up the triple. Whereas obviously if it's last move of the game, you're not opening anything up because there are no more moves. So that went pretty well. Not a great score, not the. To say I had a 100 pointer early on. What did I say? That was over 60 points a move, 62 points a move after 3 moves. Nothing else. I mean, the best after that was 36, which is not very good. I mean, 36 is fine, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 moves, and the best is 36. That's not particularly good. But anyway, hopefully they've got to show something I hadn't actually shown before, which is how to do an end game. And again, I couldn't see any way of him playing. I mean, if he plays all his letters, I think he probably wins there. If he plays all 5 letters at the end, there probably wins. But yeah, missed O, 1A. but that's 10 points better than A. And that could have been enough, but ultimately it's irrelevant because he didn't play it.